vows that were made in front of the man of God, our friends and family, in front of God, and it was a betrayal.
So you have those feelings and emotions that you have to deal with. And then also when you talk about grief, relationship, divorce, marriage, job loss, transitioning from one community to another. So yes, grief is real. And one of the great things that we have a emotional aromatherapy model that we use in the practice. And when you talked about like, okay, once everyone's gone and I have to go through this process of self-care, where do I begin? And that's the great thing about the coaching and the therapeutic relationship that we have in reference to the psychoaromatherapy, because we'll design a program specific to you. And like you said, on a bi-weekly basis or on a weekly basis, depending on where you are in your healing process, I'm right there with you to coach you throughout the way, to give you the tools, to help you organize, to give you the strategies that you need to be on your road to recovery and healing. And it's absolutely beautiful. The greatest thing, it's like a community, okay? So, of course, we have our individual sessions, but then monthly, we all come together as women. And it's a community.
Really?
Yes, and so it's a healing process where we can empower and share our successes that we've had and the strategies that's worked with us. And it's just absolutely beautiful. Going back to that biopsychosocial framework that we use, it's about how does the stressors that's related to grief, how does that impact my body? How does that impact my mind?
Yes.
My soul and my spirit. So when we do our work together from a biopsychosocial standpoint, we're focusing on all components of your mind, body, and spirit. And we're looking at that tri-man. So we're really, really big on essential oils because that's environmental. Okay, so we have a system that's called adaptive that we use, and that's a part of our counseling process. And because we're talking about our senses now. So I can walk into a room and I'm overwhelmed and I'm stressed, but I'm burning the adaptive essential oil, and that's going to bring me that balance so that my mind can be clear so that I can focus on the self-care strategies, the list of self-care strategies that I have in place to get myself on track. Okay? And then we want you to have accountability team as well. We'll build that for you. Who are my players? Who are my people? We have a lot of people that may call and inquire, but who are my people when the rubber meets the road? Okay? Who are those people that's going to bring that positive energy to you, that positive self-talk, and that's going to be there to help you see the success that you're looking for so that you can be your very best. We need to be our very best.
Yes.
When I'm at my best, I am able to manifest a lot of things. And I believe that with a lot of the people that I work with. When it's all about getting you to be at your best so that you can thrive. And in spite of all these things that's going on, it's just like school. You remember attending school and you have your academic time in the classroom, but you have all these other factors, what's going on in the hallway, or there was a shooting that night before and a child was injured, and the teacher is having her own. It's all these issues that impact the ultimate goal. And so what we want to do is we want to be able to address, identify, and look at those things so that we can get the highest level of functioning that we can have, because we're being intentional about what's going on around us and who's around us and the decisions that we're going to make. And we're going to call and check on you, and we're going to make sure that you have the tools that you need to keep smiling and to thrive. And we're going to push you. You're going to cross that line, that finish line.
Okay, where do I sign up? How do I get in touch with you? How do I do that, like, right now? I know there's some people listening that's like, Dr. Bell, I need to, like, get with you immediately.
Yes.
Look, I'm your first patient, so all the listeners, they're just going to have to come behind me.
Yes. So basically, you can go to the website, to my website, and it's DocTwyna Bell, BELL.com. DocTwynaBell.com. www.twinandbell.com. And then there's a drop down on the site. You can browse my site, but you can click on that site. We have different packages. So we can do initial consultation. During that time, it's when we will work on an individualized plan. But also, during that initial consultation, you get the consultation, you get your essential oil, because we have an emotional healing essential oil kit that is a part of that initial process. And then we'll start our work together to kind of look at your individual needs and design a platform that works specifically for you so that you can begin to move towards success.
I love it.
Yeah.
And plus your voice is so soothing and you're so compassionate and caring. And listeners, I've had the opportunity, and I wish that you guys had the opportunity as well, but I've talked to Dr. Bell on numerous of occasions, and her voice just makes me feel better.
Yes.
You know, your voice just makes me feel better. I'm all hyper and stuff all the time, you know.
Balance.
But you're like soothing.
Well, thank you.
Soothing to the soul.
Yes.
You need to put that on your website.
Soothing
to the soul.
In your feelings 360.
Yes, I love it. So do you take insurance?
We do. We take insurance. Everybody's case is individualized, so we have a variety of, we don't turn anyone away. So we work very closely with a nonprofit that will cover sessions. We take insurance, and we also do out-of-pocket. Everyone's situation is different, but our goal is to get these strategies in this toolbox into the households of as many women and individuals that we can, so that people can recover and start living life to the fullest. And so we'll figure out an avenue to get you started with this.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Dr. Bell, soothing to the soul in your feelings 360. Coming all the way back around to who you're supposed to be. That's how I'm taking it.
Yeah.
That's how I'm taking it. I mean, like, you're doing a session with me right now. We might be on the radio, but I am so glad you chose me to be your guest today, because I was dealing with some things that we haven't talked about. But just being here with you, and I just wish everybody could have this encounter with you.
Yes.
Because they would feel the same way that I'm feeling.
Yes, ma'am. A beacon of hope. A beacon of hope.
Yes. A beacon of hope.
Yes.
We need to write all these things down.
I know, for the
Soothing
book.
to the soul, beacon of hope,
Yes.
in your feelings 360.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple of more, but I'll tell you about them later on. I got a couple of more I can tell you.
Yes.
You are phenomenal. You really are. You're a phenomenal doctor.
Thank you.
A phenomenal soarer, okay?
Yes.
Just phenomenal.
Yes.
And I'm sure that you take deltas and zetas and all that.
We love everyone. It's about making sure that everyone is equipped and where they need to be from an emotion. We're all family at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're all family. We're sisters. And we need to be empowered sisters and equipped sisters. And the thing about, the sorority is we're providing services to all mankind. So we're out there. We're out in these communities and we're impacting lives. We're in the schools. But at the end of the day, it's that 360. We have to come back around to ourselves. And we need the tools necessary so that we can keep doing what we need to do to change the world. But it's about self-care and self-compassion, and we're going to keep talking about it, and we're going to support each other, and then at the end of the day, it's a full circle for everyone.
Did I tell you that I listened to one of your shows and at home? Okay. And I had to listen to it twice, and I had tears streaming down my face. You were talking about self-care and, basically being your own cheerleader, being your own number one first. And the reason why I shed tears when I listened to you, first of all, you, like I said before, you have the very soothing voice. But the second of all is it made me realize that I really had not been taking care of myself. I've just been on the fly.
Yes.
And I made it that point I was going to do something about it.
Good. We have to sharpen our saw. We we have to sharpen our saw, because we're women warriors. So we're out there, we're working, but we have to sharpen our saw. It's important, because when we make changes and we impact others, we want to be at our very best. We want to be effective. We want to have effective outcomes. And so if we have to do an evaluation and be intentional about taking care of ourselves first, that's the way we have to think.
I love you, Dr.
Yes.
Bell. You just lost your wonderful grandfather. I feel for you on that, but I just want to tell your listeners out here that you do not look like what you've been through, and I'm sure you've been through it.
It's been difficult.
Yes.
It's been a difficult week.
But I see that you practice what you preach, and that's where I want to get. Yes. I want to get like, you're my muse. I want to be like you.
Well, I had to go into my toolbox. I had to, I talk a lot about essential oils, and I had to pull out my adaptive. And we're at the funeral, and I'm putting oils on my kids and my family members, because it brings balance. It helps deal with those calming feelings, and it's natural. It's natural. It's from the earth. I had to do deep breathing exercises, and all of those things that we are set up to teach others. I use them for myself and with my family, and we got through it, and we're still breathing, and it's a process. But at the end of the day, heaven has my hero, and I recognize that heaven has my hero. My grandfather impacted so many lives, to the point where people were just coming up to us and telling us stories of how he took them in and he fed them and just made a huge difference. And he's my hero. And I'm excited about extending his legacy. And that's how I'll move forward. And that's a big part of my healing process.
Well, I appreciate you, and I believe he is smiling down at you.
He's smiling right
now. And I think more than that, I think God is pleased with you.
Thank you.
I really do. In my heart, I do believe that.
Thank you so much. For more information, contact us, doctwynabell.com. You can visit the site and you can get in touch with me, and we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy feelings in the air. Happy feelings everywhere.